there is no point if I just stay in India and being the voice of the local. I need to go global, then bring the global personality here or the funding here and help the Indian indies. So that is like the motto.
When we launched, the wish lists went up. We expected them to go down, but because more people had heard about the project, it just kept growing and growing.
Yeah, and Steam players, they always wishlist and wait for the sale, right? We did some short film, we did some animations, and at some point we decided, you know what, maybe we can make a video game because we both enjoy them.
AI, artificial intelligence is coming, and it was there probably 10 or 15 years back, but there was no no one is talking about this. It was there, but still at the same point of time, when the AI is taking over everything, as a writer, do you feel threatened?
Start small, start with a project that you have the skill set to action, find a team partner if possible, because you can't do it on your own. We know we do have some friends that do make games on their own, but we really recommend finding someone else that can help you.
Any scene in Copycat would you like to mention, to the audience, or at least the potential buyer, where the art says more than the dialogue itself?
So Copycat is a 3-act transformative narrative arc structure that uses nodal story design, which means we have one question and then 2 different pathways that combine again in the middle, and that's how we told our story. So it's a very linear story.
Obviously it's a narrative heavy game when it comes to Copycat, the way I felt while playing the demo. So my question should be for Kostia, that how do you balance visual beauty and gameplay clarity?
I think it's important to embark on a journey knowing that you bring the project up no matter what, and it may just take longer. That's why sometimes people take 7-8 years to make the game, because they have to work full-time jobs and work on the weekends on their projects.
So you also had a cat with you right now, or in your house probably?
Yeah, her name's Juniper.
He's just searching for it.
Yeah. We had no idea if it would even work. We didn't know if we were going to sell a single copy of the game.
Copycat is now a success. What if it wasn't a success? Get ready for ultimate racing showdown, where every lap tests your skill and control. In Master Racer 3D, you will drift, boost, and accelerate through challenging tracks, battling rivals, and mastering sharp turns to claim your victory. Unlock a garage packed with exotic supercars and hyper-fast sports rides. You can also customize and upgrade every item to get the peak performance. Race across diverse maps, from neon-lit city highways to desert circuits to snowy mountain, each offering with unique challenges. With smooth controls, realistic physics, and arcade-style fun, download Master Racer 3D Car Racing, because you need some speed, skill, and precision. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Siddharth, and I'm pretty happy and excited to have Mr. Kostia Liakhov and Samantha Cable, who are the founders and game directors, also writer of Spoonful of Wonder, and they made a great game called Copycat. I would like to know more about it. So first of all, without taking any further time, Samantha Cable and Kostia Liakhov, welcome to GameTout Gossip. And how are you? What's your Monday?
Thank you so much. Thank you. We're so excited to be here, and it's such a great opportunity to talk to you and your audience.
Absolutely thrilled.
Thank you. So but you guys are having some back-to-back events, as Kostia told me, and it's very great that you have gotten some time for this podcast, and I would really believe that this will happen well, and people will get to know more about the game insights from you guys as well. Okay, so first of all, my question will be for both. Are you guys couple, or are you guys married?
Yes, we're a couple. We're a creative team. We started as a creative team 10 years ago in advertising, and Kostia would do all the visuals and I'd do the story, and our creative medium was the 30-second ad. And we worked with each other for a couple of years, and we decided it's probably easier to be a creative couple, both personal but also professional. So we're not married yet, but we're engaged, and we hope to get married very soon.
Yeah, lovely to know that. Okay, Kostia, so my first question would be for you. You probably started your career back in 2013, right? So you started as an intern probably, or as a junior artist, in some company. So please tell me your story, and what about your academics and how you started with Spoonful of Wonder?
100%. Yeah, it's been when you say 2013, it does sound so far away, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a fun journey, and we are still very new to game development because in 2013, it's like when I graduated, I actually worked as an art director in an advertising agency, and that's where both our backgrounds are from. So we started working together, and we spent almost 10 years working as a creative team in an ad agency. So we worked on commercial, radio, TV, internet commercials. And, that's how we kind of just gained this transferable skills. We gained a bit of confidence as well to start trying different side projects that are
Okay.
not client work related, something that we were just passionate about. We did some short film, we did some animations, and at some point we decided, you know what, maybe we can make a video game because we both enjoy them.
Okay, so Samantha, my question will be like you started probably as a copywriter that I could see right now. So from a copywriter to a game writer, like what was the changes and how you cope up with that?
Yeah, I love copywriting. I always wanted to write professionally, and advertising at the time seemed like a really good avenue because you could combine, the love of writing with something quite practical and also a paid income. As Kostia mentioned, we tried a couple of different side projects. We were writing short films, and we explored a couple of different types of creative mediums. And then while we were doing that, I decided that I wanted to go back to university, and I did my master's in screenwriting. And that really helped us carry through our short films that we were working on. And then we thought, why don't we play a game? We always play games, but why don't we try to make one? And yeah, all our skill sets kind of aligned ourselves together, and then we were able to work on Copycat.
Right. So Kostia, probably this is the first time you started the studio.
Oh yeah, this is the first time we touched the game engine.
And what was the risk factor for you, because you guys doing very good at freelancing work and other kind of companies and you probably earn good money with that, and taking this consideration, and you just started this company from started with zero. So what was your feeling? Is there any risk? Is there any challenges for you? And right now, after the success launch of Copycat, like what was your feeling? You can both just go ahead and answer this, right?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. It was very daunting, because what they say, the monthly salary is the strongest drug or something like that. It's like the biggest addiction, right? Receiving salary monthly from advertising, and moving out from the comfort of that stability to something that we had no idea if would even work. We didn't know if we would sell a single copy of the game. It was all just a big gamble. But yeah, it was very daunting, but I think we approached it strategically, and we didn't go like full in, right away. We started slowly. When we started developing Copycat, we did it on weekends and on the evenings, right? And then kind of escalated.
We were still working our full-time jobs while we were working on Copycat in the beginning. And I think we did that for about 2 years, just balancing it all. And then when it was time to apply for some funding opportunities, we were very lucky to be chosen by the Australian government to be one of these funding recipients. And we jumped into making it again full time.
Great. So before I start, go ahead for one by one question. I would really like to have some common question, like for Copycat, you started as a bootstrap, right?
Yeah, we started from no experience whatsoever.
Yeah, so for any indie gamer, just for any aspiring indie gamer who would like to start with their game page or something, so they probably need some funding at some point of time. So what's your experience and what your advice would be? Because see, in your case, probably Australian government help, but if there sometime governments are so reluctant in some country, they probably not help, or at least the game is not good enough to at least get some attention. So in this case, like how can they manage some funding? Should they go to approach the publisher? Should they go for the angel investing, or like what kind of scenario should be?
I'll be honest, all opportunities are there, right? Like if there's no government support, you may try to pitch for a publisher. You can try to go, as you said, for angel investment. You can do crowdfunding. You can do other funds, like if there's like a Unreal. They have their own funding,
Grant.
like mega grants. Yeah, so there are lots of opportunities to get support for your game. But if nothing aligns, or if there's opportunities don't present yourself, I think it's important to embark on a journey knowing that you bring the project up no matter what. And it may just take longer. Sometimes people, that's why sometimes people take 7-8 years to make the game, because they have to work full-time jobs and work on the weekends on their projects. And we have lots of wonderful friends even here in Australia who may not get the government support, but they bring the projects together. It just takes longer, it takes more effort and perseverance, but that's not impossible.
Great. So, what kind of engine like you started with the Copycat, like Unreal, Unity, or anything?
Yeah, with make Copycat in Unity. Unity seemed like a good engine for us to learn as a beginner, because it has lots of resources, lots of like educational YouTube videos, and it seemed very approachable. And it kind of made sense for the game, the style we wanted to achieve.
Great. So, Kostia, please tell me, like, you are at the head of the art department, right? So, you are the very good with art, I must say. And I have seen your work in Copycat. I played the demo. I was fortunate to play and my girlfriend also did the same. So, like, we played that game demo, and we felt like actually we can live a cat's life. So how challenging was for you, to make a game where the protagonist is like not a human, so you don't know their tendency and you can perceive their tendency. Like, how challenging was that?
Yeah, it was a really fun challenge to tackle, actually, because again, obviously, starting from the character controller itself, right? Because humans are simple. You kind of just walk left, right, backward, right? It's all makes sense. With cat, there was this expectation from our player to be able to do more cat things. Jumping on every single shelf, jumping on tables. And on an early version of the game, we didn't allow player to jump on every single item, just because for optimization purposes, or to make sure everything's like faster for us to make. And people were taken aback a little bit when they were not able to do the things that they thought cats should be doing. So there was a lot of consideration going into the process of like, what the cat would do in this way. So animating, doing all this like movements and jumping and like different heights of the jumps and all this stuff, that took quite a bit of time and thought from our side.
Yeah, but we always enjoyed telling these stories about inanimate objects or animals and their friendships and how that unravels. And I think we were doing a little experience when we were making our short films and we were jumping into that world. And for a game, it just felt really natural. We'd grown up with a lot of cats, so it just felt like a really good fit for us to tell a story about animals.
So you also had a cat with you right now, or like in your house probably?
Yeah, her name's Juniper.
He's just searching for it. He's just searching for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
What's his name, or like her name?
Yeah, her name's Juniper. So she.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Continue.
she's grey and white, and we've had her for about 3 or 4 months now. She's a newly adopted cat. But my parents have a cat that was the cat that voiced in the game. So his name's Flame. And we ran around the house chasing a microphone with him to record his meows. And we embedded that in the game. He played a big part.
That's great. So Samantha, please do tell me, like, what was your process for building the protagonist voice? Did you draw any, personal experiences or, any influences from any other thing before writing this?
Of course. Yeah, we wanted to tell a story about a cat, but we wanted to tell a story about humans through the cat's lens. So cat's a little bit like the fly on the wall, and she sees the whole world and the world crumbling around her. And so we wanted to tell a human story about a woman or someone that was elderly who was losing her independence, and a daughter that was fiercely protecting her mother. And we just happened to have the cat in the middle that became a part of that process. So I was using a lot of, things that were echoing around in our lives, and we embedded that into the game.
Great. So Kostia, please tell me, like, what visual, as an art director, of course, so what's visual, your, visual emotion were you chasing probably before, first sketch it up, in your handbook? Like, what was that in your mind?
Yeah, I think visually we got a bigger like inspiration from our upbringing. You know, we both grew up watching a lot of Disney, a lot of this very colorful, full of live animations, kind of sometimes over exaggerated. So that was a big influence, alongside some of the anime we've been enjoying recently, like Makoto Shinkai's work in terms of like the color work he does there. But obviously, we didn't have like enough resources or time as a two-person team to like handcraft every single asset. So we also had to consider our limitations in terms of time, in terms of budget, and in terms of skill to align our art style to make it achievable. That's why we did end up using quite a few store-bought assets from like a Unity store or like a third-party 3D assets. And that kind of just helped us bring the game together and establish the art direction to make sure everything looks nice together and everything kind of aligns and nothing stands out as if like it didn't belong in the world.
Great, Samantha. I would like to really know that, like, how, as a writer, obviously, so how do you handle feedback on your writing, especially from whenever it's come from the director himself or the artist like Kostia himself? How like you do your cohesive work so that you can make a great game together?
Yeah, that's beautiful. So we had feedback coming from lots of different avenues. The first one was, of course, Kostia. I always love to hear his feedback and his thoughts because he's always thinking, how is this going to work mechanically and how is this going to work visually? From a writing point of view, I'm a part of a couple of different writers groups, and we would meet a couple of times a year and everyone presents their script. Some people have, television scripts, some people have theatre scripts, some people have the first couple of chapters of their novel, and I, of course, brought my game script. And so I got feedback. We sat down, did table reads. All the writers would sit around a table and read out the story and give feedback. And so that's just a really wonderful way that we were able to make the story feel cathartic, make the story feel vivid and bright. And yeah, it's always a learning process, giving and receiving feedback. And I think we'll be doing a similar process on our new game.
Nice. Kostia, you just mentioned about the anime, right? Do you guys watch anime together or like love animes or something? Is there any suggestion you could give? Because my girlfriend is a huge anime fan. She want me always to watch anime or something. I'm just started seeing the Death Note. So that is the one I'm just starting seeing right now. I'm pretty happy that she suggested me. So is there any suggestion, any anime movie for the fan, for the audience?
It's a huge world and we just scraped the surface of it. But I think our favorite anime director name is Makoto Shinkai, and he directed few very beautiful feature films. So they're not like long shows, but yeah, I think like Your Name or Weathering with You. So highly recommend checking them out.
Oh, great. So yeah, I would like to know that, obviously it's a narrative heavy game when it comes to Copycat, the way I felt, while playing the demo. So my question should be for Kostia, that how do you balance visual beauty and gameplay clarity together?
Yeah, it's a great question because we approach the gameplay from the perspective of narrative. In our philosophy, I guess, narrative comes first, and then gameplay is built around it. So because we come from this like film and storytelling background, we write the story first. So Sam finishes the first draft, and then we start thinking, okay, how do we tell the story, and how do we bring it to life? And it's like important, obviously, because you don't want it to be just like a cutscene over cutscene, right? So important to find this balance between emotional bits of the story, the bits that are more narrative focused, but also obviously people come to play the games to have fun, right? So you want to find something to contrast that and just kind of try to maintain the balance between story, emotion, and heartbreak, and fun little things, doing like running around as a cat, for example, in our game.
Right. So Samantha, please do tell me that, being a writer for at least a decade before starting with the, Copycat game. So like, what was your thought process, for the, branching the narratives versus the linear storytelling, because both are kind of a different, and how did you balance this thing?
Of course. So Copycat is a 3-act transformative narrative arc structure that uses nodal story design, which means we have like one question and then 2 different pathways that combine again in the middle, and that's how we told our story. So it's a very linear story. There was like a couple of branching options. In our next game that we're working on, we are looking at doing a couple more branching options, and that way we can have the player really set in on the journey and feel like they own the story. Copycat was a linear story.
Right. I can hear the drilling sound, but it's completely fine. I can really omit it. So no worries that. Anyway, so no worry. So yeah, Kostia, please do tell me, like, any scene in Copycat would you like to mention, to the audience, or at least the potential buyer, where the art says more than the dialogue itself?
That's a good question. Let me think about it.
Maybe the dream sequences.
Dream sequences were great, yeah, because that's a good idea. Because in Copycat, because our character, the cat, she does want to like break free and run away and become like a wild cat, and live with her bigger cousins and be a panther or whatever she wants to be. Dream sequences were a good opportunity to us to use the art direction to showcase her like inner emotions and inner feeling through the dream. So when she's, when she's feeling good, we use very bright art directions, full of sun, full of light. It's like you can jump and splash in the water. It's all like very warm, orange, lots of red colors. It's beautiful and happy looking. But then when she's going through the hard moments in the other dream, she would have like very dark, dreams, and the scene looks very dark, full of fog. It's nighttime, it's raining. So playing with that kind of color theory and pathetic fallacy to bring it all to life through art direction in the dream sequences was probably my highlights.
Okay, great. So you guys are like couple and probably staying for more than 5 or 6, probably 7 years. I don't know, for probably a decade. So how exciting it was for you guys, to make a game together, being a couple. And was there some kind of instances that you just didn't like each other's thought regarding the game, that how the game is making it? Was it for challenging for you guys, to cope up with that kind of scenarios?
Yeah, I think because we're such a small team, we have to do almost every role. So Kostia not only does the art and the code, but you do the accountant. Kostia does the sound effects. Kostia, there's so many different things. And I think why our partnership works is because everything that Kostia does, I can't do. And everything I do, Kostia can't do. And so we're kind of that yin and yang that we're able to merge and kind of make this project together.
Yeah, we don't double down on each other things, but also because we've been a couple for over 10 years now, we like trust each other in terms of professional capacity, because we work together as a team as well. And that's, in advertising, our responsibilities were very clearly split. So Sam was on ideas, she was responsible for writing and the words, and I was responsible for like design and look and feel of that stuff. So we trust each other 100% when it comes to our like specific areas of knowledge as well.
Would like to ask some different question right now, because since you are a couple, so this question must be relevant for you. Probably you are both having a very bad day or a bad week, probably not talking to each other. Sometimes things happen, right? So is there anything happen, and probably for your thing, and that almost affecting the game? Is there any scenario even occurred before, or if it is, then how did you cope up with that also?
It's a good question. I think we pretty much learn how to overcome any challenges and every disagreements we have quite fast. We never had like big fights that really affected the game. But what does affect the game is our mutual commitments. Like if we're going on a holiday, we go usually together, so nothing gets done on the game for the entire month. And that's something, it's a reality we have to accept and not put too much pressure on ourselves in terms of the time. Sometimes things take longer, and sometimes it's just okay to put it aside for a couple of days or a week and come back to it like fully refreshed.
Yeah, and the rule is just never go to bed angry, always talk about it. But sometimes Kostia likes to stay up and work on his project really late, and I always want him to come to bed, and so sometimes that's where we have some conflict.
Yeah.
So you guys ever as a gamer also, because deep down inside you both probably a gamer and you play a lot of games. So is there any game that you have played together or something? Is there any experiences you have playing together?
Well, that's the
Any
one
game?
for the conflict resolution or creating conflict. Split fiction.
That's what we're playing at the moment, and it is hard, and there is a lot of conflict that happens there.
It's a perfect challenge for a couple.
Yeah, but in terms of shorter games, we just started Pokemon, and we're looking forward to playing that one. And we just finished Thank Goodness You're Here, which is a game made by Panic from the UK, and that's a comedy, 3-hour comedy game, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we play games in the evening as a way to relax. It's like, finally enough, after you start making the game, you don't have that much time or energy to play them as much. But it's really important to keep up and like be up to date with what's new. So we're trying to play the games in the evening after dinner, just like jump in for an hour, share the controller, play something narrative driven. That's our favorite type of games.
Okay, before we just go into the technical nitty gritty question, my question would like to go to Samantha. Samantha, like, what's beautiful thing you see in Kostia each and every day? Like, what's the most favorite part of him? Like, what is this?
Kostia has a beautiful soul. He has this ability to never give up, and I haven't seen anyone else in the whole world who is as passionate as Kostia about learning new things. So at the beginning of the week, he might have a huge challenge where you think that you'll never be able to do it. And if it was me, I would probably give up. But Kostia watches lots of YouTube videos and does lots of research, and slowly but surely you chip away at the task. And by the end of it, you're an expert in it. So that's what I really admire about you. Thank you.
Thank you. So Kostia's, same question goes for you also. What's beautiful thing you see in Samantha? So like you really like so much.
Yeah, I think I keep telling Samantha that I think she's like the kindest person I know, and it comes not only from like her, character, because she's extremely nice, but also comes from her kindness and generosity with her time and attention. Because Sam's just so good with like working with our community. She's so good with working with our players. She replies to everything, like every single email replies we have is from Sam, because she's like so good, and this amount of emotional intelligence and the amount of connection she's managing to build with our people, with our friends, that inspires me every day, and I have a lot to learn from her.
Thank you.
Yeah. Samantha, please do tell me, like, what advice would you like to give the, upcoming game writers or any writers who are probably converting into a game writer, trying to break into indie game scene, right? So especially from India. So is there any advices you would like to give to them as a writer?
Yeah. Start small. Start with a project that you have the skill set to action. Find a team partner if possible, because you can't do it on your own. We know we do have some friends that do make games on their own, but we really recommend finding someone else that can help you, because you can both motivate each other, and then you'll be able to tell an authentic story, that's something that you can do.
Question for both of you will be like, you are a writer obviously, and you are an art director. Probably you guys are in most of in designing part and writing part, right? So when it comes to developing, when it comes to coding things, and coding is pretty important, you also know that. So how do you develop with the coders, with the developers, to make it a really good game and a really good cohesive story at the same point of time? Like, how do you deal with that?
Yeah. Coding's been my responsibility in the company, and we're lucky that the type of games we want to make and type of stories we want to tell, it does not require too much of like a complicated or like over the top coding skills. Because on the surface, if you start deconstructing our games and our products, Copycat is a walking simulator, so all the mechanics you need is to walk around, interact with some objects, play cutscenes and little mini games. So all of that was kind of in my ballpark of my understanding that, or if I didn't understand things, all of them were possible to find on YouTube, like the tutorials how to make it. So we did pretty much all the coding in-house, and we just were lucky that the style of the game we wanted to make was achievable for us.
Great. Both of you are a creative person together. So my little question will be like, when it comes to creative, brain fog, I would say, like creative blockage, like how
Mhm.
do you both deal with that?
Yeah, I think we're lucky because there's two of us. If someone's having a more difficult day, we can sit together and work on the job. So if I need a little bit of help with my scene, Kostia will come over and we'll sit and we'll work on it together. And I think that's been really helpful. Although I might not be able to help code, you can kind of talk through the problems with me and then I can help you logically move forward.
Yeah, but also as a two-person team, Sam mentioned, we do end up having 10 different job titles at the end, So if I feel like I'm stuck with the code, I may just take a break and do other 9 tasks I have. And by the time I'm ready to get back to the code, I have some maybe hopefully clarity, or Sam, I have more free time to help me and bounce things around. So yeah, that's also definitely helps in a way.
Otherwise, just go out, have a coffee, go for a walk, hopefully
Yeah.
let the problem simmer, and then you'll be feeling a bit better to deal with the problem later on.
Right. So, Kostya, my question will be like any underrated software or any kind of techniques like do you use or have you used before? Like you can give the suggestion to the audience.
What I loved as a person with an art background coming into the game dev is most like common engines, Unity, Unreal, they all have their version of visual scripting, which means for less technical people, it's easier to understand and start coding and prototyping things. Like in Unreal, there are blueprints. In Unity, there's visual scripting. So that way, because when I started looking at it and there are like hundreds of lines of code, I completely freaked out. I was like, oh no, this is too much. But when you create mechanics and logics of the game on a node based, it's just for visual people, it's so much easier to start that way. And they still follow the same principles of C++ or C#, right? But you can see how exactly the interaction goes. And it's a good way to start. And I think those things are really underrated, especially in Unity development.
Okay, now I have got a like question in mind. It's not written over there, but still, AI, artificial intelligence is coming, and
Mhm.
it was there probably 10 or 15 years back, but there was no like no one is talking about this. It was there, but still at the same point of time, when the AI is taking over everything, as a writer, do you feel threatened?
Yeah, it's pretty scary. AI can write some pretty impressive things. What we found as well is that we just have to keep ourselves separate to generative AI and making sure that, we've got hard rules about what we can use AI for and what we can't. In Copycat, we had a really interesting scenario in which we had recorded all the voiceover for our trailer and we sent the trailer to a festival. And one of the feedback that came back from the festival is they said, we don't want to put your game in this festival because it sounds like AI has been used as the voice.
Yeah, and that was really weird because like all our voices are real, but because people are like super hyper vigilant about it now, there's a bit of a witch hunt going on.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
had to go above and beyond to prove that no, our voices were real. And yeah, we love making things ourselves because like if we were here to make money, to make some quick income, yes, outsourcing this to AI may be an option. It saves us time and makes us faster. But we love the process of it. We love telling the story. We love creating the art and building it. So why would we outsource it and give it to AI when that's why we're here for?
Right. You both probably, produce a really good game. I think economically that game is like really good as I can see the stats over there. But my question would be different because Copycat is now a success. What if it wasn't a success? Like how do you dealt with money thing? What is money for you? Like, what is this all about?
Yeah, we decided that we were going to make Copycat no matter what. It didn't matter if we were going to get funding, but funding determined the scale in which we were going to make it. If we didn't receive the funding and if we were working on our savings, working in our full-time job, the game would have been a lot shorter. Probably it would have only been an hour. We probably wouldn't have had the high-end models that we had in the game. We might have not had the voiceover talent in the game that we had in the full version. So I think those are some things we'd keep in mind.
Yeah, and again, the income and the success of the game is very relative, right? If we was just always joking, and like if Ubisoft made Copycat, they would probably have to shut down because the amount of the income Copycat made is not sufficient to maintain hundreds of people employed. But for two-person team, Copycat sold like we're over the moon. Like it's sold enough for us to pay ourselves and to invest in our next project, and that was our goal, and we're very happy to that it achieved the goal.
Yeah.
But we always know we've got a career that we can fall back on. So if for some reason our next game doesn't do as well as we hoped, we've got all those transferable skills, and we'll come back into advertising being stronger and braver as well.
Great answer. So on 2024, probably on March, probably, or like on September, like which date it's released? Like 2024, I'm sure of it.
September, yeah.
What was the date? September, 19 September, probably, or 20th. Yes. So
Depends on
I
your
can
time zone.
that of course. So yeah, I can see like you have created the Steam page back in 2021.
Yeah.
So you
that's
had
been there for a
all the
while.
plan, like all the plan in the head, like we are going to do that. And
Yeah.
my question will be like, for an indie game dev, I can see in India, literally, I have no shame to telling people, people are like concepting the game, and the next day they are starting a Steam page with some screenshots. There is no demo, there is no gameplay thing. Like, what will be the real procedure? Because again, see, whenever you are making a Steam page, I do believe as a player also, you need a wish list, something, or something. You go to events, at least get some attention. So what will be your advice for them, before making the Steam page?
It's a fine balance, because I do think that we probably launched Copycat Steam page a little bit early, and that's sad because it launched with placeholder screenshots and some of like text that were not fully fleshed out and refined, and we probably lost a little bit of attention just because the Steam page was not 100% ready, but it went live, and that initial splash of attention kind of maybe went a little bit under the radar. So moving forward, we think we'll try to launch the Steam page when we're ready with our content, when it's really like looking good, so people can get excited about it. But that being said, it was really helpful to have the page live for as long as it was, because it kind of like over the years, it allowed us to gather this initial amount of wish lists to, get people on board and get people excited. So that helped us with the launch quite a lot.
First, you're talking about the wish list, that how many wish lists you had while releasing, or at least the trailer?
When we released the full game, we were on 140,000 wish lists, and we're actually going to be talking about it and IGDC in about a week. So it's all about our marketing and about wish lists and how we make it happen.
And then it was really interesting because then when we launched, the wish lists went up. We expected them to go down, but because more people had heard about the project, it just kept growing and growing.
Yeah, and Steam players, they always wish list and wait for the sale, right?
Right. In the Steam page, I can literally see, apart from you guys, there is other two names, and in publisher section specifically. Like, can you just mention them? Like, what's their role?
Of course. So the first one is called Neverland Entertainment, and the second one is called Nuvum. So these were our regional partners, and they were really helpful because we didn't know how we were going to access the Brazilian market and the South American market, or the Chinese market and the Asian countries around. So we were able to find a company that was able to help us localize, but also work locally with the local media to try to get the project up and out.
Yeah, they were very helpful.
Great. One more thing that, since you are success with Copycat right now, is there anything going on in your head for the next project?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've started writing the next project, which is very exciting. It's going to be another animal-based game because we love the idea of playing as an animal. It's so freeing and so fun, but it's also about a friendship between a human. It's underwater though, so that's the trick for this next project.
Okay, it's a threat to the Dave the Diver, probably. You have
In
played
a
it?
way,
Yeah.
yeah, Dead to Die was a beautiful game. But yeah, we do find ourselves in this genre that we love telling these beautiful, heartbreaking or heartwarming stories through the eyes of the animal protagonist. So we'll see how that goes.
Right, you both are coming to IGDC. Obviously, we can just meet, and we can just meet together, have some lunch or dinner, probably. Who knows? So yeah, why is it your favorite? First time Indian trip?
Yes, very first time.
We're so excited. We're just like today having lunch. We're like, hey, in a week we'll be in India. How crazy is that? We always wanted to visit, and we have lots of beautiful friends in India, but we just never had an opportunity to visit. So the opportunity, like IGDC, is the perfect, perfect place for us to go. And yeah,
Chennai will be so hot and humid. I'm giving a warning. So like, don't
Okay,
bring
thank
any
you.
jackets. Don't bring any jackets. That will be no brainer. Anyways, thank you again. Thank you for getting in touch and having this podcast. I would really appreciate this, and I hope that your underwater game will be another success soon. And we will stay. I would like to stay connected with you. And if any project come, in future, I would really like to, do hand in hand and do my best thing, to get it done.
Oh, wonderful.
Right?
Thank you so much for your thoughtful questions and your energy. We feel really humbled to be able to talk with you today.
yeah, thank you.
So thank you, Kostia, and thank you, Samantha, for your time again. And this is, gentlemen and ladies, and this was the podcast. I hope you had a great time. If you have any question, please comment down below. And thank you again for your kind appreciation. Bye bye. Don't cut. Yeah. Just we are here, right? Yeah. So let me just stop the recording for a second. Yep. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. And again, Kostia, thank you for your time. And it's really amazing, to have this podcast.
Absolutely okay. And sorry, it took me a while to figure it out because like we've been festival and just like I didn't have a chance to take a breather. I was like, okay, we need to do this. Like, yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for inviting us. It's like,
And this IGDC is also pretty challenging for me also, because it's the second time I'm attending the IGDC, and I met my girlfriend probably 4 months ago online. I never seen him. I'm probably going to see her in IGDC, and I would like to bring her to you also. Yes, that's exciting.
Absolutely. Yeah. Are you based in Chennai or are you?
No, I'm based in Kolkata, like Eden Garden. Probably you heard of lots of Australian matches, cricket matches in Eden Garden played in Kolkata. So like, yeah, it's near Bangladesh actually. It's just in the border of Bangladesh. Yeah,
that's so cool. So you're flying in just for the festival?
Yeah, actually, as a video game journalist, I'm trying to build up a persona right now. I'm going all the events and taking coverage. I'm literally doing it for 1.5 years. I started this after quitting my job on 2023. I literally no money, but right now, first my IGDC took me like at least $300 to spend with. I done with EMI, 6-month EMI, and this time IGDC totally sponsored my trip.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, so that is how it's working right now. I would love to have some funding from others. Let's see, because I want to be a media house. I want to solve the main pain point of Indian indies, because when it comes to the performance based marketing, or sometimes people, especially developers, are like all throughout art thing or like gameplay thing, but they don't really care about the business part. When it comes to business, it's like 40% business. You have to market it, you have to brand it. So I would love to give them a solution, or at least cater their pain points. So like, let's see if I get any funding or something. Like probably I need like probably $5,000 to $10,000 for me at least to start with for the 2 years. I can make it happen, right?
That's so exciting for you. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, there's gonna be some good people.
Yeah, I have got some very good. I have got some friends in VCs. Nazara is also my friend. Also, they are like the title sponsor of the IGDC. But let's see again, when it comes to money, they also need something back from me. So that's how it works. So pretty excited.
So cool. And yeah, we're definitely excited to catch up for lunch or breakfast or whatever, because we'll be there. And like, we don't know the country, we don't know the city, we don't know anything. So
I will be there. I will be there. You have my number actually. Sorry, I WhatsApp you because your number was there. Yeah. Samantha, I actually did send you a request on LinkedIn, so you can just you can just also come and join me on WhatsApp. Also, we have a group of 2,000 people community in my WhatsApp community, and like I have got like a total group of 5,000 community. I am actually do a community work by taking 3 booths this time in IGDC, and I know providing all the indies, those who cannot afford the booth. Like a booth cost like probably $2,000 a booth. Then I'm providing like 3 booths from my sponsored money. Again, I got from sponsors, and I asked the indie developers to go ahead and come join us, and we have a booth. I would like to show you the Kostia, the booth image and everything. I will WhatsApp you, so please stay connected on WhatsApp. I do feel very friendly with those people who are connected on WhatsApp. I have very limited connection right now. I'm in talk with also Dino Patty, who made the Limbo. I had the conversation with the Cub Team CEO also. I need to go global again. See, there is no point if I just stay in India and being the voice of the local. I need to go global, then bring the global personality here or the funding here and help the Indian indies. So that is like the motto.
That's so cool. Love your work, and really excited to learn more and meet the indies that you helped to get the booth. Like we're really excited to actually come and play lots of games. So that'll be lots
Thank
of
you.
I
Would really appreciate if I can get a key, because I never had the full game of Copycat. Like if I can get 1 or 2 keys for me and my girlfriend, so that would be.
Oh,
awesome.
Of course. If you want, like, if you have a bit of community, we can give you a few extra. Like, we can do a giveaway or something. So
great, I can give. Okay. Then that
let
will
us
be
know
fine.
if you want like a Steam, Xbox, or PlayStation.
No, it's Steam only. We need Steam.
Then cool.
Great, we'll send that across.
Thank you. Have a lovely day together and have a lovely weekend. Please come to India. I will appreciate that, and I will take you around in city. Let's see. There is a beach also in Chennai. You would love it.
Oh, perfect. All right, we'll bring our swimmers. Thanks, Sid.
Thanks. Have a great day. Bye bye.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Yes.
Yeah. Bye bye.